The first is our location. Imagine going to school in the middle of a national park that is located right outside of a major international city, and that's Madeira. And so one of the beautiful things about our campus is it's located right on the Potomac River, which is a beautiful scenic river. We're on a very large piece of property that is absolutely beautiful, surrounded by woods. And yet, just outside our front gate, it doesn't take very long to get to the heart of our capital. And so it's really the best of both worlds, our location. You feel at peace in the middle of a really kind of beautiful, idyllic location, and yet all the things that I think students and many international students who come from big cities are accustomed to and used to are right outside our front gate. So our location makes us unique. The other thing is we have an unusual academic schedule. It's a modular schedule. So instead of taking the same 6 or 7 classes all year long, students actually take 3 classes at a time for a 5-week period. And then after 5 weeks, their schedule changes. They take another 3 classes for another 5-week period. And so that happens 7 times. We have 7 5-week modules at Madeira. So the idea is that students are really focusing very deeply on fewer subjects at a time. So it's really immersive, really intensified, very focused, and also very dynamic because there's change, every 5 weeks. The last thing I'd say that makes Madeira unique is our internship program. Every student in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade has a 5-week internship off campus. So she actually pauses from going to classes in our classrooms here at Madeira, and she goes to work. Our internship program, giving girls and women the opportunity to imagine their career aspirations, to try on some things out in the workforce, to build those professional skills, is, I think, gives them a huge advantage, not just in the college admissions process, but as they think about what they might do with their lives. I think it's really interesting because most students don't pick us because we're an all-girls school. I think they are attracted to our community or our location or our really interesting internship program. And yet, as soon as they come onto campus, they feel kind of that empowerment that comes with being with other smart girls and young women. I think there's a strong sense of sisterhood here. There's a sense of safety and freedom to be exactly who you are and who you want to be, and to grow your voice and make it feel strong and bold. Students also feel that perhaps the inherent, maybe an unintentional distraction that sometimes come with boys being in the mix is eliminated here. And so girls can really focus on themselves and on being in community and to having purpose and meaning in kind of their learning environment. And one of the other benefits is there's so much more room in our curriculum to talk about the impact of women. And that obviously feeds kind of the sense of empowerment here, which ultimately results in our students developing their confidence. And our graduates keep saying that to us, is, they graduate with this incredible sense of self and an amazing degree of confidence that they take out into the world. And that goes back to our founder, Lucy Madeira's vision. She was really innovative at the time when she founded the school. She wanted students to use their education to make the world a better place. We've been having this program at Madeira for over 50 years. So it really is a hallmark of every Madeira student's kind of time here and their experience. It is a graduation requirement, so everybody does it. In 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade, students spend 5 weeks off campus at a work experience or a placement. In the 10th grade, there's a focus on serving the community. And so students will go in small groups, not too far away from Madeira, but may work in, for example, a preschool or at a school for students with intellectual disabilities or at a senior citizen's home. And one of the things that I would want to highlight about that experience, often our international students in particular are able to connect with people who share part of their cultural identity. So for example, Jenny, who just had her 10th grade experience, Jenny's one of our students from China, she was placed this year as a 10th grader at a preschool. On the very first day that she started, there was a boy who speaks Mandarin, and she was the only person in the classroom who could speak to him. The teachers did not speak Mandarin. So she was really able to help that young boy in his first few days at the school get settled. She acted as a translator and was really able to ease his discomfort, I think, because there was somebody there who could speak to him in his native language. In the 11th grade, students have a 5-week internship on Capitol Hill at the seat of the United States government in a congressional office. a really incredible experience. I like to say they get all dressed up like Hillary Clinton and they go to the Capitol and have that great experience. We do, of course, provide all of the training beforehand and the transportation to and from their work experiences. There's a whole team of people here at Madeira who work with our students in this program. I think the opportunity to be on Capitol Hill is a really incredible one, particularly for international students, because they can also sometimes be placed in offices where there is a link to their home country. So Diane, a student who just had her co-curriculum experiences from Korea, she was placed in an office with a Korean American. Students are also during that experience writing a major research paper on a national policy issue. For our international students, it's really incredible. They can be comparing policy issues perhaps from their own country to that of those policies here in the United States. So I think that can be a really interesting perspective for them. In their senior year, they have a 5-week internship at a placement of their choosing. By senior year, many of our students are already thinking about the next steps, what they're going to study in college, or perhaps what do they want to do with their lives. And so we're giving them an opportunity to try that out, whether it's at a law firm or at a museum, at an engineering firm, at an animal hospital. So really the sky's the limit there. And again, for international students, sometimes they're able to have those work experiences in their home country. So we would allow them to maybe spend that 5 weeks back at home, and that can be a really great opportunity for international students to perhaps extend a winter vacation or a spring vacation back home, spend more time with their family, satisfy our graduation requirement, but have a neat work experience in their own country where they might be building their networks. So part of the program is really about mentoring and networking, which we know is so important for girls and women to kind of know how to do that. So those opportunities give them a chance to take what they're learning at Madeira, but go apply it in the real world, and to really be, again, using their education to imagine kind of their own next steps and how to make the world a better place. One of the benefits of being on our beautiful campus is we have lots of space for all of our programs, including our athletics programs. We have 12 interscholastic sports here at Madeira, and sports are offered in the fall season, the winter season, and the spring season as well. Students are required to do something in the afternoons. It doesn't have to be sports, but often it is. And students really get to experiment and try new things here at Madeira. One of the nice things about our size, 340 students, is we really do need everybody to try something. There's almost a positive peer pressure here to do so. And we may not win all of the time, but we do have a great sense of kind of community and leadership that's built through athletics, and our students get to participate in that. Sometimes we have a varsity and a JV sport. Sometimes it's just one team. And so a beginner can actually play with some pretty experienced players and grow and develop their skills. We compete with other schools in the Washington, D.C. area. So typically, if you're on an athletic team, you're going to have a couple of games or matches during the week, and sometimes on the weekend, primarily during the week. The other big program at Madeira is our equestrian program. We have a long tradition, a school that has an equestrian program, and our students are really talented, and we attract students from all over the world who want to be a part of that program. And it's also designed to serve the beginner. And so students who perhaps just would like to try that for a season may do so. So again, kind of standard for Madeira. There's a range of experiences in our programs, and there's really a kind of a warm welcome into programs if you are a beginner. And that is true up at the barn as well as in our athletics center.